length, but trying to pull ahead as the last swimmer jumps for the Irish. Let's see if Eagan can make up some ground here on our last swimmer. Rosemount does their final turn. And Eagan trying to gain some ground. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Looks like Irish in that green cap going to be able to come away with the victory here in lane 4. You can see Eagan off in lane 5, still having one more lap yet to finish. So Eagan, Rosemount, as we mentioned, with the win on that one, 2:34.77. Eagan finishing second, not far behind, 2:41.46. We can see for the junior varsity off in lane 5, finishing up for Eagan, the swimmer Rihanna Oliver. We'll check out her time here. Applause all around the pool, 3:19.74. That was for the junior varsity for the 200 medley relay. No points awarded for that one, as we mentioned, that was for the junior varsity. So now we move on to the girls 200-yard medley relay varsity. And we'll be using all 6 lanes for this event. Rosemount once again with a slight lead there in that turn 4. Eagan right on their tail though in lane 3. It looks like Rosemount jumps first in the lane 4. Eagan right on their tail. Each swimmer down and back once, 4 swimmers each lane. Rosemount's flying in that 4th turn, well pulling away from the field, and it's a tie for second with Eagan in 3rd and 5th. A great jump there by Eagan on that last swimmer, gaining some ground on Rosemount. Let's see if Eagan can pull ahead on the leader. And we are coming to the finish. Rosemount's going to pull away from this one by almost a half a pool length. Rosemount easily wins this one. Eagan's going to come in second. Third's going to come into Rosemount. We're going to have a photo finish for 4th on the far side of the pool. Here it is. And it looks like Rosemount going to get that one. Actually, Eagan stretches that one out for a 4th place finish by looks like 6/100ths of a second. But let's talk a little bit about the times. 2:03.66 for Rosemount in lane 4. Second for Eagan, 2:09.62. And for 3rd place, Rosemount, 2:15.11. So a 1st and a 3rd for Rosemount. Eagan coming in 2nd on that one. We're now moving on to another junior varsity event of the girls 200-yard freestyle. So swimmers will be going down and back 4 times. We'll be using the lanes. So Rosemount will be in lanes 2, 4, 6. Eagan lanes 3 and 5. Waiting for the buzzer. Rosemount pulls ahead here in lane 2, followed by lane 4 and lane 6. Looks like for Eagan's team, lane 5 leading lane 3. For the junior varsity, no points awarded for the overall team score, but it gives a chance for everyone to participate in in the team event, be able to craft their skills and move up to the varsity ranks. It's a great opportunity. These teams promote that it's a all team sport and it's a participation sport, so that everyone gets to participate. So it's great that they're all able to participate in these events. Looks like lane 5 for Eagan struggling a little bit, and is going to pull herself out of this match for Eagan. Rosemount in, I believe it's lane 2, is continuing to pull away here. I believe this is her last lap. And then lane 4 will be finishing that one up. And let's see her time when she touches the boards. And it is. Lane 2 with a time of 2:16.05. And then lane 4 with a 2:22.09. Eagan is a scratch over there in lane 5. And then we see Rosemount back there in lane 6, going to get a third there, 2:44.76. And Eagan going to finish up in 4th there in lane 3. So now we're going to move on to the girls' 200-yard freestyle event. All 6 lanes will be used. We're going to see Eagan in the odd lanes, lane 1, 3, and 5. Rosemount, lanes 2, 4, and 6. So we'll see how Eagan can do in these events. Down and back 4 times. These swimmers are going to have to go. Rosemount with the early lead in lane 2, closely behind lane 4. Another Rosemount swimmer. First leader for Eagan is going to be back in lane 5. Then it looks like a dead heat for 4th place. Eagan in lane 3, Rosemount lane 6. But it's an all Rosemount front row as it's head-to-head. Between lane 2 and lane 4, they are dead even as they reach the halfway point. Let's see on the board who's leading right now. It looks to still be lane 2, but by within a second. This is going to be a close finish between teammates. Pulling ahead by almost a half a pool length now over third place, Eagan in lane 5. Fourth place still close also between Eagan and Rosemount. They're side by side. Sixth place gonna fall to lane 1. That's an Eagan swimmer. A little bit of a tougher turn for lane 2 on Rosemount. Now it looks like lane 4 for Rosemount pulling ahead now by about a full swimmer's length. Another tough turn for Rosemount in lane 2. Lane 4's pulling ahead. I think we're coming to the finish. Lane 4, after trailing most of this event, is going to get the win. A time of 2 minutes flat. Going to get that victory. Lane 2, 2 minutes, 3 seconds, 96. And it's going to be a close one for fourth. But in third place, going to be an Eagan swimmer out in lane 5. Time of 2:12.78. And for fourth place, Rosemount going to pick up that one at a 2:17.71. We're going to now move on to our 5th event of 24 for today, the girls 200-yard junior varsity event, independent medley event. For the junior varsity event here, looks like Rosemount once again out in front here. Lane 2 leading the pack. And leading first, second, third. Fourth close here in lane 5. So down and back 4 times they need to go. A different type of swim they need to do back and forth each time. All the swimmers on their second swim now. Rosemount in the green caps in lanes 2, 4, and 6. Eagan, lanes 3 and 4. Can kind of get confusing. I mean, obviously, you know, these teams have the same team colors, green and blue. So we got to differentiate. Eagan's wearing the all-blue swimsuits and caps today. Rosemount in the black swimsuits and the green caps, as you watch it on television. Rosemount pulling ahead. Lane 2 still pulling ahead, but looks like lane 6 on the far side. Starting to catch lane 4 for second place. And for fourth place, Eagan now a dead tie. These are the 2 Eagan swimmers here for the junior varsity event. For the 200 individual medley, 200 individual medley. It's not a relay. One last lap for Rosemount. Eagan comes to finish up their third lap. Looks like lane 2 is going to finish up this one as both lane 4, lane 6 do their final turn. Lane 2 is going to win by about a half a pool length and does so. Fast time for lane 2 there, 2:28.87. Second place going to go to lane 4, 2:36.15, and lane 6 at a 2:37.89. Eagan looks like lane 3 is going to finish 4th. Lane 5 is is going to finish 5th. So for Eagan, finishing 4th at a 2:54.53. Lane 5 at a 2:37.89. So now we're going to move on to the varsity event for the 200-yard individual medley. We're going to have all 6 lanes used. Eagan, lane 1-3-5. Rosemount, lane 2-4-6, waiting for the call. It's a dead heat here in the first lap between lane 3, lane 5. Let's see if Ruby Call from Eagan's going to be able to get that. They touch the bar, dead even. Now to the backstroke. Let's see. Looks like Rosemount now in lane 4 starting to pull ahead. But very close there for first place by about a half a swimmer's length. Going back to 3rd, Rosemount, very close running for 3rd, probably about a half a pool length's difference from the leaders. Rosemount probably leads Eagan from lane 2 all the way to lane 5 and 6. We're gonna have some close races on this one. We're about halfway through the 200 independent medley for the varsity event. Rosemount completes the turn first. We're on our 3rd lap. Eagan sticking with it though. We'll see how fast this turn is and if Eagan can pick up a little bit of ground here. Eagan stays under the ground longer, but Eagan trying to pick up some ground. It's still a dead heat for 3rd. Looks like Eagan kind of fell back though in lane 5. Much quicker turn though for Rosemount there on the far end. On this last lap, I think Rosemount's gonna pick up this win in lane 4 and does so with a time of 2:23.86. Not far behind though for Eagan in lane 3. 2nd place at a 2:27.21, so roughly 4 seconds behind. Rosemount is going to get 3rd place at a 2:32.42, and also Rosemount lane 6 at a 2:34.82, just roughly 2 seconds behind. So a good race there. We're going to now move on to the girls' 50-yard freestyle junior varsity. We're going to have a total of 3 heats for the junior varsity. Rosemount is going to have both swimmers for this event. My apologies, we have 3 swimmers for this event. I did not see the person on the far side. Down and back, they're gonna go once. This is everyone's favorite event. Goes nice and quick. Let's see if some of these junior varsity swimmers can get their fastest time up on the board. It's gonna be a dead heat here on the board. Let's see who's gonna touch first. Looks like lane 4 is gonna pick up that victory. She does so at a time of 34.41. Her fastest time, Emma Ellsworth. And we can see then on the far side, lane 6 coming in. And a round of applause all around for Piper Burrell. getting that third place finish on the far side. 6 swimmers here for our second heat. Once again, junior varsity. Down and back once again, they need to go. It looks like Eagan's gonna take control of this one, leading the top 3 spots. Lane 2 is gonna pick up this one. Close for second, I think lane 4 picks up this one. A time of 29:48 for the winner, lane 2. Lane 4 got second, 32:17 and a 32:18. So 1/100th of a second difference between lane 4, lane 6. Eagan picks up the top 3 positions. Heat 3 of 3 for the junior varsity up next here. All 6 lanes will be used. Eagan in the odd lanes, Rosemount in the even lanes. So down and back they go. Rosemount leading all 3 of these once again. It's going to be a photo finish. Looks like lane 2 going to pick up this one and another photo finish for second. Looks like lane 6 once again picking it up here again by 1/100th of a second. Lane 2 picks that up by 30.17. Lane 2 30.83 and by 1/100th of a second behind 30.84. Rosemount picks it up by 3rd. Now we're going to move on to the varsity event of the 50-yard freestyle. All 6 lanes going to be used. Eagan lane 1, 3, 5, and Rosemount lanes 2, 4, 6, where you should be seeing times in under 30 seconds. Everyone's favorite event. We're going to get some photo finishes on this one. And it's going to be close here. Looks like Rosemount lane 4 does the turn faster. I think she's pulling ahead here quite a bit. She's going to touch the boards first. It's going to be a battle for second. And she does. Lane 4, Rosemount gets a time of 26:76. Lane 3, Eagan with a close finish for second, 28:41. And then 28:50 for third, lane 2. Rosemount gets that one. I thought lane 5 was going to get second, but she actually fell a little bit behind. Lane 20, or with a 29:48, probably did not just get that reach out in time, but a close finish. All those times, you know, right in the under, you know, right in between the 28 to 29 mark. Actually, 26:76 for lane 1. I'm sorry, for lane 4. Let's see, her fastest time, her speed time was 26:36. So not her fastest time recorded ever, but pretty close. So a great first half. We're going to now take a really quick break, and we're now going to get set up for diving. So do not go anywhere. We'll take a quick break and get set up for diving. So stay tuned.
4.5. Caitlin's doing a 101B forward dive pike, 1.3. Jenna on deck. One and a half, 2. Jenna's doing a 301C reverse dive tuck, 1.6. Hansam on deck. Hansam is doing a 302C reverse one somersault tuck, 1.6. Ellery on deck. Four and a half, 4. Ellery is doing a 302C reverse one somersault tuck, 1.6. Sydney on deck. Five and a half. Sydney is doing a 301C reverse dive tuck, 1.6. Julia on deck. Five. Julia is doing a 301C reverse dive tuck, 1.6. Lydia on deck. Five and a half. Starting our second round of diving is Libby doing a 51-21D, forward one somersault half twist free, 1.7, Olivia on deck. Four, 3.5. Olivia is doing a 402C, inward one somersault tuck, 1.6, Asia on deck. Six, 5.5. Asia is doing a 102C, forward one somersault tuck, 1.4, Caitlin on deck. Failed dive. Caitlin is doing a 201A back dive straight, 1.7, Jenna on deck. Jenna is doing a 101B front dive pike, 1.3, Hansan on deck. Is doing a 202A, back one somersault straight, 1.7, Ellery on deck. Ellery is doing a 51-22D, forward one somersault, one twist free, 1.9, Sydney on deck. Sydney is doing a 302C, reverse one somersault tuck, 1.6, Julia on deck. Julia is doing a 303C, reverse 1.5 somersault tuck, 2.1, Libby on deck. Starting our third round of diving is Libby doing a 52-21D, back one somersault half twist free, 1.7, Olivia on deck. Olivia is doing a 102B, forward one somersault pike, 1.5, Asya on deck. Asya is doing a 401C inward dive tuck, 1.4, Caitlin on deck. Three and a half, 4.5. Caitlin is doing a 401C inward dive tuck, 1.4, Jenna on deck. Jenna is doing a 201A, back dive straight, 1.7, Hansang on deck. inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6, Ellery on deck. Doing a 103B, forward 1.5 somersault pike, 1.7, Sydney on deck. Sydney is doing a 104C, front 2 somersault tuck, 2.2, Julia on deck. Two and a half, 3.5. Julia is doing a 201A, back dive straight, 1.7, Caitlin on deck. Correction to the next diver is Jenna, who is doing a 52-11A, back dive, half twist straight, 1.8. Hanson is doing a 51-22D, forward 1 somersault 1 twist free, 1.9, Ellery on deck. Hillary is doing a 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6, Sydney on deck. Sydney is doing a 403C, inward 1.5 somersault tuck, 2.2, Julia on deck. Julia is doing a 52-31D, back 1.5 somersault half twist free, 2.1, Jenna on deck. Starting our 5th round of diving is Jenna doing a 401C, inward dive tuck, 1.4, Hansan on deck. Is doing a 103B, forward 1.5 somersault pike, 1.7, Ellery on deck. Inward 1.5 somersault tuck, 2.2, Sydney on deck. Sydney is doing a 52-23D, back 1 somersault, 1.5 twist free, 2.3, Julia on deck. Julia is doing a 103B, forward 1.5 somersault pipe, 1.7, Jenna on deck. Six and a half. For our final round of diving, Jenna will kick us off with a 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6, Hansan on deck. Hansan is doing a 104B, forward 2 somersault pike, 2.3, Ellery on deck. Three. Ellery is doing a 202C, back 1 somersault tuck, 1.5, Sydney on deck. Sydney is doing a 51-32D, front 1.5 somersault, 1 twist free, 2.2, Julia on deck. Forward 2 somersault tuck, 2.2. diving portion of our meet. We will take a short break to allow the swimmers to warm up for the 100 butterfly. Diving scores will be announced during the 500 free.
Welcome back to the Eagan Wildcat swimming and diving event here at the Eagan Middle School. This South Suburban Conference matchup against the Eagan Wildcats and the Rosemount Irish. Second half of this meet today. We already saw the 4 swimming events of the 200 medley relay, the 200 freestyle, the 200 independent medley, and the 500 freestyle. We also saw the diving event. Now we move on to the JV 100 butterfly. Down and back twice. Each swimmer will go. So Rosemount swimmers in lane 2, 4, and 6. Just one Eagan swimmer there in lane 3. Once again, if you're just joining us, junior varsity, no points awarded for the overall team score, but it gives the opportunity for the entire team to be able to participate in a meet and be able to craft each swimmer's skills as they hope to move up to a varsity role in the future. It's a great participant sport, swimming is, so everyone's able to participate. But they go down and back both times for a 100-meter race, so everyone's already on their second lap. Rosemount, lane 4, pulling away from this one quickly, already a half a pool length ahead of Eagan, who's going to finish second. Rosemount lane 4, fast lap there, 1:14.47 there in lane 4. Eagan trailing behind there, lane 3, going to touch the boards next. See her time, yeah, 1:26.04. Going to be a dead heat there for third. Looks like lane 2 going to get a third place finish, actually a dead tie, 1:32.14. And a 1:32.14 a time for lane 2, lane 6, both Rosemount swimmers. As now we move on to the varsity event for the 100-yard butterfly, and we'll wait for the call. Just like the last event, down and back twice they're going to go. Doing the butterfly. Rosemount with an early lead there. Actually leading all 3, or of the top 3 positions. Lane 4 pulling well ahead. A good jump, good turns both times. Let's see her turn down on the far end. Yeah, another strong turn. Looks like lane 2 following behind, still a half a pool length after only doing a lap and a half. Let's see what the fast time is here for this one, a 1:03.78. Very fast time. It's only 6 seconds off of the pool record for this event, so 1:03.78. Second place, 1:14.73. And third place, lane 6, 1:17.84, all from Rosemount. So now our longest event, a lot of people call the endurance one of this, 10 times down and back for the junior varsity freestyle, both Eagan swimmers, lane 3 and 5, 10 times down and back. Actually, I think. Scratch that, I am out of order. completely jumped a bunch of events. This is the girls 100-yard freestyle junior varsity. So they're going to go down and back twice for the junior varsity event here. All 6 lanes, Eagan in lane 1, 3, and 5. We'll get to the 500-yard freestyle event in just a couple events. Eagan pulling away on this one. Looks like lane 4 leading that event, followed by lane 2 closely behind. Looks like a dead tie for lane 3. All Eagan swimmers there for that 3rd place. Looks like lane 4 continuing to pull ahead of lane 2. Yeah, another fast swim there for Rosemount and then junior varsity. Lane 4, a time of 1:11:32. And lane 2, 1:13:91, which is about 2 seconds behind her teammate. Looks like lane 3 is going to finish 3rd, so that's Eagan's fastest swimmer, 1:24:03. And then in 4th, a 1:26:43 in lane 1. Then on the far side, Rosemount, lane 6. Her team cheering her to the finish. And a good finish for her, 2 minutes, .059. Now we'll be moving on to the 100-yard freestyle, junior varsity freestyle event. This is heat 2 for this event. All 6 lanes once again will be used. Eagan wearing the blue caps in the odd lanes. Rosemount, green caps, even lanes. Waiting for the call. It is a dead even tie here for first. Rosemount lane 2, Rosemount lane 4. Let's see who touches the boards first here, but they got still one more lap. Oh, it looks like lane 2 might have an advantage, but it might just be the angle that I'm looking at. It was a quick turn, and it's hard to say even who's winning in 3rd place. Lane 3, lane 6. It looks like Eagan might have a little bit of a lead, but it looks like all eyes are on the lead. Rosemount had a great turn there in lane 2. Let's see if she's going to be able to pull ahead here of lane 4. It looks like she might be able to do so. She does. Lane 2 going to pick up the victory there of a time of 1:01:94, ahead of lane 4 of a 1:03:14. Lane 3, Eagan getting that win for 3rd place at a 1:08:51 over lane 6 at a 1:09:84. So just within about a second difference. Now we move on to the girls 100-yard freestyle varsity. A lot of these speed times, their fastest times, right at the 1 second mark. Let's see if anyone can break the 1 second mark for their fastest time. Waiting for the call. It's a dead heat. It looked like Eagan was leading into the turn, but now it looks like Rosemount had a faster turn there in lane 2. She is pulling ahead, but now lane 5, Eagan with the stretch, might be leading on the far side, lane 5, but Eagan once again with a stronger turn, lane 2. This is a dead heat. Let's see if anyone can break that 1 minute or the 1 minute mark on this time. It looks like Rosemount might be able to pull ahead there. Lane 2 now by maybe an arm length. This is going to be a photo finish. Lane 6 now pulling ahead. Lane 6 is going to do it with a time of 59.66, breaks that 1 minute mark. And lane 2 also breaks the 1 minute mark. Rosemount at a 59.89. Rosemount picks up the top 2 positions of lane 6 and lane 2. They already cleared the board. Did not see where the other swimmers finished, but that was a close one. We'll now be moving on to the 500-yard freestyle junior varsity event. Eagan will be in lane 3, lane 5. This is the one that we called the endurance race. 10 times down and back the swimmers will go. So sit back, grab some popcorn, and we'll watch these swimmers do a couple laps. We'll try to give you some updates on what lap they are on, how they are doing. We'll see how they do.
Swimming this exciting race of 500-yard freestyle is in lane 3, Ruby Bloom, and in lane 5, Stella Phelps. We do have results from diving for the earlier portion of the meet. We had 2 exhibition divers. Asha Shah scoring a total of 31.10. Caitlin Sasson scoring 42.00. After our exhibition divers, we have our JV divers. In third is Libby Brown with 58.90. In second, Olivia Madden, 64.65. And leading the junior varsity, Jenna Tumlin for 136.80. On to our varsity divers. In fourth, Eagan is on top. In third, Rosemount is Sophie Stenlin with a score of 147.60. In second is Ellery Jones from Eagan with a score of 152.30. And on top diver varsity from Eagan is Julie Schuster from a score of 180.25. Congratulations, our girls.
As our swimmer reaches the halfway point here at the touch, she's currently, looks like, I think her board ended up stopping, so we do not know exactly her time right now. They do have stopwatches down. You can see the parents down on the far side. They have stopwatches to keep track of times. She's roughly about a length of a pool ahead of her teammate for the junior varsity 500 freestyle, the endurance race for this one. 10 times down and back for the pool. So it is quite the event. Next we'll be coming up with the varsity event for the 500 freestyle. We'll be seeing 3 Rosemount swimmers, 2 from Eagan for that event. Rosemount, we're going to see 2 brand new swimmers that have never participated in that event. Addison Pavick, Katie Rushi, going to participate in this event for the first time. Hopefully they've been practicing. That's a lot of swimming to do. So you can hear the cheering from Eagan on their 2 swimmers going down and back. I believe Rosemount, or Eagan on the far side there in lane 5, I believe has probably about 2 or 3 more laps left to go. We'll give you the call on her last lap. The bell rings for Eva Stokes there in lane 5, but possibly lap her teammate Ruby Blum there in lane 3 for the junior varsity event of the 500 freestyle. Her final lap. She's coming to the home stretch here. Looks like the board's working again here. Going to try to finish right under the 7-minute mark here for this competition. Once again, Ruby lane 3 still has 1 more lap to go. We'll see what Eva's time is. It's going to be a time of 6:41.69. A round of applause here from everyone here. A packed house here at the Eagan Middle School here. A lot of cheering from the Eagan Wildcats players and teams here for Ruby as she pushes it to the finish. It's quite the race here to get to the finish line. She's going to do it. And she finishes it at 7:18.32. We're going to now move on to the varsity event for this. As we mentioned, lanes 2 through 6 going to be used on this. Rosemount lane 2, 4, and 6. With Eagan will be in lane 3 and 5. I thought we were talking Rosemount in lane 4, Addison Pavick. And in lane 6, Katie Lucy. Never competed in this event before, does not have a recorded time, so we'll see how they do. So down and back 10 times they go. We'll give you an update at the halfway point through this race, and we'll keep you posted. You can see on the far end, we're reaching the halfway mark. Pretty close there for our first place. Rosemount in the lead. Eagan closely behind there. Lane 4, lane 3, but just a couple swimmers length. You can see right there, Eagan completing, or Rosemount completing the turn. Rosemount shortly behind. Once again, Rosemount in the green caps, black swimsuits. Eagan in the blue caps, blue swimsuits. Want to distinguish the colors because both teams are blue and green. So want to make sure that what you're seeing on the screen, you know which teams to root for, whether if you're rooting for the Rosemount or Eagan. So both teams going down and back. It looks like lanes 3, lanes 4 probably will only have about 2-3 more laps to go. Looks like third place will be lane 5. Roughly about a pool and a half length behind. Behind them would probably be a tie for 4th, lane 2 and lane 6, both Rosemount swimmers. So Eagan right now holding strong 2nd and 3rd place. So not bad for 2 podium finishes in probably the hardest race of this evening. So you can see the ref holding the bell there in front of lane 4, gonna ring it here. We have 1 lap to go when she starts ringing that for lane 4. As she makes her final, as she starts her final lap, you can see about a half a pool length now for behind for lap for in lane 3 for Eagan. Then that means lane 5 will be in 3rd place. Coming to the finish then. Rosemount in their final stretch there, lane 5. Let's see what her time will be. Lane 2, you see her, she will be a lap behind, as well as lane 6. So Rosemount finishes that in lane 5. I'm sorry, lane 4. That'll be a time of 5:32.15. Eagan also finishes lane 3. That's a time of 5:40.37. And as we mentioned, Eagan's going to finish in 3rd. That's 2 podium finishes for Eagan. Let's see what her time will be for 3rd in lane 5, 5:56.71. So 2 times for Eagan under 6 minutes, not bad. This is going to be a photo finish for 4th. Looks like Rosemount, both swimmers for that. Lane 2 is going to get that one. 6:11.16 versus a 6:14.46 in lane 6. We only have a couple events left here. We're going to now move on to the 200 freestyle event here. Let's see where I am on my sheet. Yeah, we're going to do the girls 200-yard freestyle relay junior varsity event. Be using lanes 2, 3, 4, and 5. Rosemount in lanes 2 and 4. Eagan, 3 and 5.
In lane 2 for Rosemount, the first swimmer is Ariana Raymond. In lane 3 for Eagan, the first swimmer is Eva Stokes. In lane 4 for Rosemount, the first swimmer is Katie Wood. In lane 5 from Eagan is Rihanna.
So this is the freestyle. They can swim however they want, down and back once each. And there'll be 4 swimmers total for this junior varsity event.
Swimmer number 2 in lane 2 for Rosemount is Mary Garcia. In lane 3 for Eagan is Brooke Williams. In lane 4 for Rosemount is Emma Ellsworth. And in lane 5 for Eagan is Anna Swaminathan.
Rosemount taking a sizable lead as they have for all the junior varsity events today. It looks like Eagan trying to catch up with this second swimmer there in lane 3. Let's see how the second switch goes halfway through this race. Dead heat for the lead. Rosemount lane 2, Rosemount lane 4. One more swimmer to go. Looks like Rosemount leading in lane 4. Let's see how they finish. Here they come to the finish. Lane 4 looks to be pulling ahead just a little bit, but lane 2 is closing. Let's see how they finish. Lane 2 is going to do it, but just about an arm length. Going to do that. It shows lane 5 as the winner, but I think that is a mistake. Yep, there it is. Boards corrected. Lane 4 with a time of 2:09.86. Lane 2, 2:11.52. About a second and a half difference. Eagan going to pick up a third place in lane 5, 2:22.54, and Eagan 2:28.21 for the junior varsity event of the 200 freestyle relay. We'll now move on to the varsity event of the 200 freestyle relay. Swimmers once again go down and back one time, 4 swimmers each. Rosemount pulling ahead of this one, first and second. Eagan close in third. Lane 4 leads it as we reach the halfway point, but Eagan coming ahead here, trying to get second place here in lane 3. Let's see how we get halfway. It is a dead heat for second. Eagan lane 3 catching the leader. Crowd's going crazy. Big jump though for the final jump for Rosemount lane 4. Let's see how they finish. Final swimmers are in the pool. Rosemount going to win this one. They're lane 4, but a close finish there for second. Eagan going to get that victory by less than a second. So Eagan gets the victory there, lane 4 with 1:49.63. Eagan, lane 3 with a 1:50.71. And then Rosemount in a lane 2 at a 1:50.93. So Eagan with a second place finish on that one. We now moving on. That was our second to last freestyle, or that was our second last relay event of the evening. We're going to now move on to the 100-yard breaststroke junior varsity event. All 5 lanes for first through 5th lanes will be used. Eagan in lanes 1, 3, 5. Rosemount lane 2 and 4. We'll wait for the call. One of the more complex swims, the backstroke. This one in the butterfly. Going back and forth for the junior varsity. It looks like Rosemount pulling ahead there in lane 4. Lane 4 has been the dominant lane throughout most of the event tonight, as it usually is. They put the fastest swimmers in lane 3, 4, and 5. Kind of spread them out. See that in all forms of swimming. Being the 100 backstroke, they're going to go down and back twice, so this will be their final run to the finish. Rosemount in lane 4. Couple swimmers lengths ahead of Eagan. Going to wrap up this one. There's a little dip and a finish. Let's see how Eagan does. Just does the reach, but going to get a podium finish here in 2nd and 3rd on this one. Rosemount going to come in 1st and 4th. So not bad. 1st place though for Rosemount at a time of 1:19.25. 2nd was lane 3 at a 1:23.96. And I think there was a miscue on a time. No, I think it was, yeah, lane 1. 3rd place of a 1:24.91. So now we'll be moving on to the backstroke for the varsity. Down and back twice they will go. All 6 lanes will be used. Eagan on the odd lanes, Rosemount in the even lanes. See how they do. Down and back twice, they need to go again. Once again, Rosemount pulling ahead quite a bit there in lane 4. She completes her turn to complete her 2nd and final lap. It's a dead heat for 2nd. You can see Eagan in the blue cap there in 3rd. Rosemount in 2nd. Yeah, it's a dead heat all the way across across all the lanes there for 2nd. Rosemount's going to easily pull ahead the win here in lane 4. We'll see what comes in 2nd, and after that, looks like, yeah, Rosemount's going to win that one in lane 4. Eagan pulling ahead there for 2nd. She's going to do so for lane 3. Almost hits her head there on the board. She might have. I don't think she was expecting to finish so quickly, but she did. She touches the board first. So lane 4 is going to get that victory with a 1:04.16. Lane 3 at a 1:10.40. Almost missed the board there. So lane 2, Rosemount is going to get a 1:11.42. I think Eagan got to the board sooner than Rosemount by that 2nd. Just did not get that reach as much as Rosemount did, but thankfully was still able to get the victory for that 2nd place. We're off the backstroke now. We're going on the breaststroke. For the junior varsity, Rosemount in lanes 2 and 4. 1 Eagan swimmer, Stella Phelps, in the lane 3. This will be the 100-yard breaststroke, down and back. Twice they will have to go. We do not see that Eagan swimmer out there, so that Stella might be a scratch. Just Rosemount swimming here. Lane 4 touches the wall first. Turn around on her final lap. Rosemount, excuse me, in that the junior varsity has been dominating the competition throughout the junior varsity event today. But as we were mentioning earlier on in the broadcast, junior varsity, no points awarded for the overall competition of today's event. It just kind of gives everyone a chance to be able to participate on the team, you know, be able to craft the skills and to, you know, have, you know, allow all the swimmers to be able to participate in the team sport and hopefully be able to move up to varsity.
Nice job. Next up is event 22, 100-yard breaststroke varsity.
Eagan, lane 4, as we mentioned, going to pick up that victory, a time of 1:33.12. Lane 2, time of 1:40.01. But when we came to the varsity, Rosemount definitely picking up a couple more victories. However, Eagan, excuse me, definitely getting quite a few podiums. Top 3 finishes. A lot of seconds, a lot of thirds, possibly more than Rosemount. We'll have to get a final score. I'm sure it'll be calculated just a couple minutes after the meet is finished. Only 2 more events left to go here. We have the 100-yard breaststroke varsity event, which will be coming up next year. All 6 lanes will be used. Eagan's in lane 1, 3, 5. Rosemount lanes 2, 4, and 6. And then after that, we have the girls' 400-yard freestyle relay varsity event. All 6 lanes will be used for that. And then hopefully then we'll, moments after that, then get the final score for tonight's match. You are not able to really see on cameras, but it looks like the 2 refs down here are talking with the scorers table, just confirming their scores with the table. Never seen a scorer's card for swimming before. It looks kind of like a scorer's card for miniature golf. As you can tell, I do not know much about swimming, but that's what a scorer's card looks like for swimming to me. Anyways, it's just a bunch of small boxes and they write a couple small letters in it on who got what points, and I'm sure they're going to add them all up at the very end and they'll announce the score. So 2 more events yet to go, and we'll announce the score here at the very end. So this is the varsity event here. 2 more varsity events. Junior varsity's done for today. 6 lanes, as we mentioned, for the 100-yard breaststroke.
Swimming in lane 1, on across Wanda Nathan from Eagan. In lane 2, Kate Forrest from Rosemount. In lane 3, Zara from Eagan. Lane 4, Heather Spurs from Rosemount. Lane 5, Eden Wolf from Eagan. In lane 6,
Looks like Eagan might be pulling ahead here in lane 3. It's close though with Rosemount. Lane 4, lane 2, down and back twice. They're gonna have to go now. It looks like Rosemount pulling ahead, long strides there in that lane 4. She does touch the boards first, but that turnaround from Eagan, let's see if she's able to pull ahead here. Yeah. It's a dead heat there for first place. Both teams are cheering on their teams. Third place, dead tie as well. Lanes 2, lanes 5, lane 6. Well, each team's on their feet cheering. Eagan's starting to pull away here. It's going to be a fingertip touch. Eagan's starting to pull away. Let's see if she can get the victory. She's going to do so. Lane 3, Eagan, by roughly 2/10 of a second, almost 3/10 of a second. Lane 3, 1:19.30 by a 1:19.58. And we were talking about third place was going to be close as well. Lane 2, Rosemount able to pick up that one, whether it was a 1:26.60 over Eagan in lane 5 at a 1:27.86. So only a 1 second difference on that one. Moving on to our 24th event and final event of the evening, 400-yard freestyle relay varsity. All 6 lanes are going to be used. So this is a relay event. Each swimmer is going to go down and back twice, and we're going to see a total of 4 swimmers, so 8 laps total for this final event of this evening. Rosemount, lane 4 with a pretty good lead. Second place is the competition right now, and as I say that, Rosemount starting to take the lead, and now second place in lane 2. Eagan starting to trail behind their lane 3 as now the second swimmers jump in. Down and back they go. Rosemount continuing to hold that lead by quite a bit now. She's going to do her final turn. Our second swimmer, a 4. You can see her in lane 4. Now lane 2 starting to catch the leader, also a Rosemount swimmer, as we now approach the halfway mark. Third place, lane 3, Eagan. And then we go back to 4th place. It looks like lane 6 for Rosemount as well. Rosemount holds the top 3 out of 4 positions. Already coming to the finish here for the third swimmer on Rosemount, lane 4, holding a pretty big substantial lead over second. Actually, no, that kind of fooled me. Now second, a tie for second there, lane 2, lane 3. You can see they both jumped at the exact same time, actually turning second. Now is lane 2. Eagan caught up to second place by quite a bit. And we'll hear the swimmers there for our 4th round. And the race is finished. It looks like lane 4 is going to win this one. Rosemount with a time of 3:57.01. Lane 2 at a time of 4:06.42. And then Eagan, lane 3 at a time of 4:12.10. I know there was a lot of cheering from both teams. Every time I did pause, we were hoping that you could hear the PA announcer announce those names. Hopefully you were able to hear all the names announced throughout the meet tonight. Fourth place on this one, lane 6 for Rosemount at a 4:27.45. Lane 5, fifth place at a 4:50.95. That was an Eagan swimmer. And now our last swimmer, lane 1 for Eagan, finishing up this one at a 5:04.88. So they're going to be calculating up the final score here. So just hang tight for a couple minutes and they will announce the final score, hopefully within the next couple of minutes. So just stay tuned. All right, the final score was just announced, 96 for Rosemount, 84 for Eagan. So Rosemount getting the victory here tonight over the Eagan Wildcats. It was a fantastic match here at the Eagan Wildcats Middle School on September 26, 2024. Thank you all for watching. We have one more to cover, I believe mid-October here on ETV. Thank you very much for watching and for watching all of the sports broadcasting and events on ETV. My name is Tim. We'll see you next time on ETV.